Hi, my name is Gio and I'm in Ms. Taylor's class in 5th grade and this is Chapelwood Elementary. Today we are talking about shadows change.
Hey, thanks Gio for that great introduction. Yes, today's lesson is shadows change. Now there's two parts of this lesson. One part is going to be really easy. So we have an easy thing to learn. The other part is going to be really hard. I'm going to do my best to help you understand it. So shadows, which you know about all the time, have an easy part and a hard part. And so I think we ought to do the easy part first. Hey, what do you need to make a shadow?
You need an object.
You need a light.
And you need a surface.
Hey, that's great. So you need three things. You need an object, right? You need a light, right? Yes, yes? And you need a surface. So the three things to make a shadow are an object, a light, and a surface for the shadow to be cast upon. Let's take a closer look at that. I have an object, I have a light, and I have a surface. When the light is directly overhead, we see that the shadow is small. And if we move the object, the shadow changes. And the shadow changes or goes away. If we move the object closer, you see different things happening. Let's see what happens if we move the light. Now the light's going down. When the light goes down, the shadow gets much, much bigger. When the light comes up, the shadow gets smaller, and the light's overhead. And when the light's on the other side, the shadow goes in that direction. So depending on where the light is, or if you move the object, the shadow is going to change. In fact, if the object is coming from the side, you see a shadow change almost opposite of what the light is doing, which makes it kind of interesting when this happens. Long shadows, short shadows, has to do with how things move. Okay, so you have on your paper, you have a line and a little flashlight. See the little flashlight on your paper? Looks like that, right, on your paper? Here's what I want you to do. Let me see your glue stick, please. You're going to sit a glue stick on your paper, and you're going to set it right here on this line. Got that? And then you're going to put the flashlight right here, and you're going to shoot the light, and you should get a shadow. When you do that, I want you to trace your shadow. Understand? Set the glue stick on this little line. Put your light on your worksheet. We'll turn the lights off, and you can trace your shadow. Okay, you got your glue stick right there, right? And you got your light. And let's turn the lights off so you can see your shadows. Go ahead and do that. Nice. See the shadow on that side? Go ahead and trace the shadow. Trace your shadow.
So do we trace it like this?
Yeah, perfect.
That way. So do I have to trace the set? Okay, trace the set.
So it's not in the whole thing though.
Go ahead and move your glue stick to the second observation. And instead of having your flashlight on the ground, lift it up about like that and turn the light on. Turn the lights off, let's see what it looks like. Hold it up a little bit higher, and what does a shadow look like? Go ahead and trace it. You might have to have your partner help you on this one. And trace it. Did the shadow change?
Yes.
Now put it on the third one, and this time hold the light directly overhead, up to the very top, and turn the lights off, and let's see what kind of shadow it makes. Oh, wow, the shadow's weird. It's what? Small and round. Go ahead and draw that shadow. You might have to have a partner help you.
Can I be on YouTube? Oh.
Let's do the last one. Place your glue stick or your object on the bottom one and put the light up about halfway on the other side. Turn the lights out. Let's see what the shadow. Oh, look, the shadow's on the opposite side. Do it, record it, help your neighbor. Okay, so our first one, we put the light here, and it's shown, and the shadow went on this side. Then we put the light here, and the shadow went on the other side. Then you put the light here, you had a different shadow. Then you put the light here, and you had got a different shadow when the light moved. Did anybody discover anything kind of interesting if you went around in a circle, what it did?
Yes.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
What I learned today is when you put the flashlight on top of the glue stick, it would move clockwise around.
Show me. I don't even know if that's true. Oh, check it out. It's like the sun is moving around and the shadow is moving around. You know what? This is the start of something called a sundial. When the sun moves across the sky, the shadow moves across the sky. And we can actually use this as a, what does that look like to you?
Clock.
A clock. So a sundial is a type of clock. Very cool. I want you guys to try that. Okay, so I've set up in the room a light source and some mirrors. So I have a light source right here that's going to be shooting way over there to Miss Taylor, and then she's going to try to reflect it back to me. Let's turn the lights off and see if we can do that. Here we go. There is that light, and now you can shine that towards me, which I'm going to be right about here. Oh, it's getting me right in the face. Can you see me over there? And I'm going to take it and I'm going to bounce it from the light to Miss Taylor to me right here. Hang on, he says. Turn it. There we go. It's coming. Twist it. Oh, there, down a little bit. Down. Right in my eyes. Oh, there we go. And now I'm coming back at you. Here we go. Right back at you. Got it? So we can reflect light like this, and it cuts through the shadows. Here we go. I get that guy right there?
Oh, that's Jacob.
You might be a mushroom. I'm not sure.
It's Jacob Jordan.
Thank you. Okay, very cool. Let's try something really neat with this. Okay, so we're going to see another thing about light. Light can also reflect. And so I have some mirrors here. And this is kind of cool if we do this. Let me see your light. Does your light turn on?
Yeah.
Can it turn it on? Okay, so here's a light source, right? I'm going to put it right here like this. And I'm going to shoot it at this mirror right here. Let's see. Oh, cool. Turn the lights out overhead just so we can see this a little bit better. And now you can see how I can move this. Look at this. That's kind of cool. I go up and down and move it like that. You see that?
Yeah.
Let me see that marker, please. Thank you. So now the light's going like this in a straight line. Da, 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 da. And then it's hitting this mirror and it's reflecting this way. Da, 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 da. Sound effects are free. Got that? So what happens if I take another mirror and put it here? And I can tilt this up so it catches everything, and I can tilt this. Look at this one.
Ah.
Oh, nice. Let me do this. I was aiming for your eyes. Where are you? There you are.
Ow.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to do it like this. So now it goes like this. Da, 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 and then back. Da, 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 da. And now this might be weird, but what if I could now shoot it back to that mirror, and we'd have like an endless light loop, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. You want to try it?
Yes.
So here we go. Now I'm catching it over here. Let me lift that up a little bit so it's higher. And now I'm catching it there. And now let me see if I can put it back into the light. That's too cool. It's going from here. And then back to here.
Triangle.
Life cycle. Light cycle? I don't know.
Life.
Would you guys like to try this with some mirrors?
Yes.
All right, let's try it. Light's going there, then where's it going?
Then you have to then over here.
See, it's kind of coming like that right there. Nice. Draw your line. And then where's it going from there?
It's gonna go over here.
Cool. Yeah. Go ahead and turn the lights out and try it. There we go. Cool. I see lights being reflected everywhere. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting blinded by the light being reflected. Cool. What do you have? You got the light going where? Show me where it's going.
Got the light going to this one.
Yep.
And then I pointed this one to this one.
Yep.
And then that one pointed to this one. Then put that.
Wow, cool. Very nice.
Yay, I got it.
Okay, we've been doing what I think is the easy part of shadows and light. So I'm going to erase the easy part. You learned that a shadow needs a light source, a shadow needs an object, and a shadow needs a surface. But the hard part has to do with the shadows outside. Yesterday, it was a sunny day, and outside of your school, I noticed that there was a flagpole. And the wind was blowing, and there was a flag right here, and the flag looked pretty good. It was blowing. And the sun was up, and it was around lunchtime. And so I thought, if it's lunchtime and the sun is up here, there should be no shadow because it's right above it, or a real small shadow. Isn't that what you found when you put the light above yours? Yes or no? Yes. So I go outside and I notice that the shadow is not like that. It's lunchtime and the shadow's like this. Are you ready?
Yes.
On the ground like that. And the sun is over here. And I realize that this is harder to understand because I heard someone once say that the sun comes up in the east and sets in the west. And I got to thinking about that. That only happens 2 days a year. And it only happens if you live on the equator. And you're probably going, huh? But I want you to go outside for the next couple days and look at what the shadow is. As the sun goes across the sky, it doesn't come up in the east unless it's the summer solstice or where the day is even, unless you're on the equator. If you're on the equator on that day and you look exactly east, the sun will come up here, it'll look like it'll go like that, and it'll come down there. But we don't live on the equator in Indiana. We live on a latitude of about 37 degrees north of the equator. So as we go up the earth, ding, 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 the sun looks like it is actually lower in the sky. Now I know this because one time I went to the Amazon in Brazil and I looked at my map and I was exactly on the equator. And at lunchtime I looked up and the sun was straight overhead. In fact, it's so cool there on the equator, the satellites point straight up. Now this is hard to understand, but if you were on the North Pole, would the sun come up in the east and set in the west? No, it's weird. The sun would come up in the south and set in the south. Let me see the globe and see if I can confuse you some more, okay? It's my job today to confuse you. Okay, so here's the Earth. Thank you. You'll be my Mother Earth. Go ahead and rotate the Earth. There's the Earth rotating. Keep rotating. We never stop the rotation. Are you kidding me? We'll all be dead if you stop the rotation. Day, night, day, night, day. Oh, let's do this better. Let's turn off the lights. Oh, where's my son? Bring my son over here. Come here, sunshine. Day, night, day, night. Now the Earth is rotating, and it looks like the sun is in one spot. To us, it looks like, stop. To us, it looks like this is happening. But we know that's not happening. Hold the sun right there. The sun's in one spot, and the Earth is rotating. So the shadows change. Now let's stop for a second. Get your nose by the equator right there. See the equator? I'm going to be the sun. If I come up, do you see me right on the equator now? You see the sun?
Yeah.
Okay. But now get up on the North Pole. Now you're up on the North Pole. Put your nose by the North Pole. When the sun comes around, do you see the sun? Now do you see the sun? Now how about now?
Yeah.
It's way down south. The sun coming up in the east and going down in the west depends on two big things. One, where you are on the earth. Are you at the equator? Are you north? Are you south? And two, what time of year is it? Is it summertime for the north? Or sun go way over there? Or is it winter time for the north? Because as the earth revolves, it also rotates. So the earth is rotating and revolving, and we learned that when you move the object, what happens to the shadow? It changes. The shadows change. And the shadows change, the sun stays in one spot, but the earth is always rotating and revolving, and so we're going to get a lot of shadows changes. Hey, don't take my word for it. Go outside, mark the shadows, mark them the next week, mark them the next week, and see if they change. Who knows what evil lurks in the heart of man? The shadow knows.
Mr. Crosslin, shadows change.
Do 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 do.